there, friends. Welcome back to Second Star to the Left. I'm Michelle, and this is my daughter, Billie.
Hi.
And here's where we'll share board game reviews, ramblings, and a few wrong turns along the scenic route. We are wrapping up August, which means, you ready? We are wrapping up summer.
There's probably like at least a week of summer somewhere in September. It's just going to sneak up.
All right, well, I'm calling it. I'm ready for fall. I've had enough. Well, okay, we're going down to the beach. So after we go
kind of summer.
After we go down to the beach, then I am definitely calling it. August was a huge month for board games here. I had 2 conventions, Gen Con and Shy Con, and then when we got home, I was super excited about all the games that we brought home. And I'm not going to go through a big list of what we brought home because we did a video about our haul from Gen Con and Shy Con. So I think we covered the excessive amount of board games that came in. We are going to have to deal with that, and we can talk about that a little bit later. Here's our numbers. Ready? Drum roll. No?
No, if I drum roll, Navi will freak out.
Okay, we'll just add a drum roll.
Bum 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 bum
That
bum
is
bum
a
bum bum
terrible drum roll.
bum.
We had 68 plays of 35 games, and 19 of those were new to us this month. That's way better than June when we had 17 plays.
Got a lot more done this month.
It was rough. June was rough. We've already talked about a couple of these because we talked about the convention and the things that we played when we were there. So what I thought we would do is go over our top 5 plays from this month, and we agree on the 5. We just don't agree on the order. I want to start out by 5. Yes, there are 5. Go. I want to start out by saying that it was very easy for us to come up with the 5. It wasn't as easy for us to put them in order because every time we thought about it, we wanted to flip-flop where they were in the rankings. So we did our own order.
Both our lists got rearranged a lot.
Even like right now.
And like the hour before we filmed, there was a lot of changes.
The hour. Do you mean right now when I am going to edit all that out and we ranked them again?
I was trying to sound...
Billie's trying
That's
to sound...
part of the hour.
Billie's trying to sound like we prepped so far in advance.
We don't prep it that far in advance.
We were just rearranging the rankings as we were sitting here. Okay. It's fine. At number 5, what do you have?
At number 5, I have Nana. Like banana.
But without the ba.
No ba. Just Nana.
Nana is one of my favorite things.
I love it so much.
It will travel with us everywhere, and we're really fortunate because I got the little Japanese version just by luck. I just went online and I found a random game store and they had it. It's very difficult to find. There's another copy.
It's called Trio.
It's going to come out Trio, right? That'll be available. It has a little bit different theme, but it's the same game. But I really wanted the cute little animal.
It's really cute.
It's adorable.
Animals.
And Nana is, you can't yell at me for saying it, Nana is Gamers Go Fish. So,
what?
Because last time I said it was Gamers Go Fish, you said, oh, people say.
Okay, those are 2 different things. I'm not making fun of you for saying Gamer Go Fish. I'm making fun of you for saying people are saying it, everyone's saying it, when I'm pretty sure you made it up.
Well, all the cool kids are saying it. I didn't make it up.
Okay.
You have a hand of cards with a selection of face-down cards in the middle, and that number changes depending on the player count. And the only thing you can ask someone is, what is your highest card or what is your lowest card? Because you're not allowed to rearrange your hand at all, and they have to be put in order from lowest to highest. So if you have the cards in the middle, 6 or 7, it's going to be harder to get to those. Mm-hmm. Because they're probably not the highest or the lowest in someone's hand. You may also flip one card over in the middle as one of your options on your turn, and see what that is. But then it's just a memory game because
Although,
that
to be
gets
clear, not the middle of your hand.
no,
like,
the middle of the table.
Like there's a bunch between the players.
Yeah, there's a bunch of face down. I'm doing a great job.
I'm miming over here like
Go
you can see
Fish.
it.
There's a bunch of face down cards in the middle on the table. You're hoping to make a set of 3 that match. So if I say, Billy, what's your highest card? And a 10 comes out, and I remember where there was a 10 in the middle, and I can flip that one, and then I have to remember who else had the 10 around the table, which is inevitably where my brain breaks, and I can't remember anything, and it becomes a game of memory.
I've only played it 2-player. It's a little bit easier that way, for me at least.
It is a different game at 2-player. It's still good, but it's way better when you have like 3 or 4 or 5 people sitting around the table.
I'm not as fun. I get it.
I
get it. I see how it is.
We're gonna bring it to the beach.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but that's Nana. That's Billy's number 5, and you'll see where it lands on my list. My number 5 is a game called Gempire, Zarman's Demands, which we were fortunate enough to get to play with the designer this past month. His name's Paul. He's a friend of the channel. And not only was he kind enough to show us the game, but we got to play through most of it. And we have a lovely copy here that we got to play this past weekend. And also to experiment with 2-player rules because it is a game for 3 to, I believe, 5 players. We're going to be making a video about Gempire when it launches for Kickstarter, so keep an eye out for that.
When is that again?
The 26th. I think it's September 26th.
Cool.
So coming up shortly. It's hard to put Gempire in a category because it's not worker placement. You're kind of bidding and betting and bluffing to see if you can get buildings to put in your tableau in front of you. But there are at least, 4 paths to victory? You can go up this science track or you can build out your buildings. There are so many paths to victory, and those conditions can change every game, so there's so much replayability in this box. We'll share all of that. I can't wait to give you a look at what that is, but Gempire was my number 5 for this month. Number 4.
My number 4 is Gempire.
So, see. Anything you want to add to my description?
The pieces are really nice.
It is beautiful production. And it was great to get to learn with Paul online. Then when we put it on the table, we knew what we were doing right away.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even think we had to look much up at that point. But the components in this game are stunning.
They're so pretty.
It's so nice.
You get gems.
You do get actual gems for Gempire.
Well, not like...
Well, no,
actual
they're not real gems. But actual fake gems.
That would probably be very expensive.
My number 4 brought out my inner Leslie Knope.
Mm.
My number 4 is Waffle Time.
This game is a lot of fun, but I have to say I'm a little disappointed that it's only number 4 for you.
Because these 5 were all so close.
Yeah.
I could change this at
least
any
it didn't
moment.
make it to the top 5.
I could mix these 5 around, and the ranking is kind of pointless on these, but we did it. Waffle Time is...
I think the only definitive one is number 1.
Oh yeah, number 1 was number 1. There's no doubt about it.
It's the same for both of us, I believe.
But Waffle Time is a very sweet game about making waffles. So you're making waffles. You have a waffle in front of you, and all the toppings are out, and you're going to try and put down whipped cream and fruit and syrup. And you're doing it to match patterns to score points, and to get more points than the other person eating a waffle. Because if I know anything about waffles, it's that they're competitive.
Mm-hmm. As is everything.
But this game is very, very sweet, very puzzly. It's a little more puzzly than I thought it was going to be when we first took it out. And this one will get a lot of table time.
Yes.
And so, since it's not your number 4, I bet you'll tell me about it later.
It's very possible, yes.
Our number 3s are the same.
Yay!
Alright, so our number 3 is Lorcana, which I swore we weren't gonna we're not gonna go all in on Lorcana. We didn't stand in line at Gen Con. We didn't do any of that.
Yeah, but that was out of convenience. You would have if the line wasn't 3 years long.
No, I would have got it if I didn't have to sleep out to get it. But I pre-ordered it.
You would have stayed in a relatively crazy line.
I pre-ordered it, so we got 2 starter decks. Although, I ordered the Illumineers Trove, and I was like, we're good to go. I didn't read the description, and they don't come with starter decks. Yeah. So thankfully, when I went to our friendly local game store,
They were very friendly.
They were very
And
friendly.
local.
And I was early because I called over
Because you're a crazy person.
because I'm a crazy person, and I ran over to pick it up, and as I was driving away and reading the box description at the same time, I realized we didn't have any
And you were doing what now?
eating, driving.
Maybe leave that part out.
But I realized we didn't have any starter decks, so I ran back to the store and bought 2 starter decks, and then I left, and then I thought, ooh, we should get deck boxes, so I went back to the store and I got 2 deck boxes. I think he's still laughing at me. Then my son decided that he also wanted to play, so I had to go get the 3rd starter deck at the Button Shy store.
It's really cool having him be, like, invested in a game.
Yes, my son, who plays no other games, decided that he wanted to play Lorcana. So now we have decks, they're sleeved, and we're anxiously awaiting.
And he kicks our butts.
He does kick our butts.
Like not even trying.
And now we need more and more booster packs, which they're coming, and we'll get them.
Mm-hmm.
I only played Magic once or twice, and I didn't really like it. It wasn't something that I wanted, and I kept saying, I don't want to play any game where you can buy a win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure right now that you can buy a win. I'm not sure that you can buy the best deck yet, because there's only the 3.
Eventually, you will.
There's 3 starter decks. I think there's like 215 or so cards out there right now. It's all pretty level playing ground, but once it gets moving, you might be able to buy a win. We won't do that. But right now, we each have a deck, and I've won more than I've lost. And every time I open a pack, I'm so happy to see all the characters that I know and love.
I love the art so much.
It's really great. So that will come down to the beach too. What is your number 2?
Waffle time.
Waffle time. You're a bigger fan of the waffles.
I am. It was really fun.
I'm not sure I'm less a fan. I just, like I said, these top 5, they're all mushed up.
They're all neck and neck.
All right, so what do you like about waffle time? I think Billy also likes that when we play waffle time, we wind up making waffles.
We do. We usually go, oh, you know what we should have? Waffles.
What should we have for dinner? How about waffles? So, there's an added bonus effect to playing waffle time.
Hey, can we have waffles for dinner?
No, we're not having waffles for dinner.
Aww.
My number 2 is Nana, which was way too low on your list.
Yeah.
And we talked about that before, but I just love how small and fun and simple this game is, and you could teach this game to anybody because most people know the rules of, go fish.
I don't think I do. I don't know go fish. I mean, I know the classic, do you have any blanks?
That's pretty much the rules of go fish.
Is it?
I don't know.
To what
Last
end?
time I played go fish, you were like 4.
How do you play go fish?
You let the kid win.
What's this game called? It's called I Win.
That's exactly right. Okay, what was number 1, Billy?
Fit to print.
Number 1 is Fit to Print.
The
It's
first
straight back there.
What? Yeah, it's right over your head. The first time-based game that I've really not minded the timer.
Billy's not a fan of real-time games at all. So even when we play like Galaxy Trucker, we usually take that part of the game out. And I thought when we got this, it's fine. There is a version of this game that you can play where there's not a timer. But Billy figured she would try it. And turns out we really like the timer in this game. Also turns out I shouldn't be in charge of publishing a newspaper. But we got to play this with your dad,
yes,
and me and Billy. I knew we were going to love this game because we played it at PAX, but Billy hadn't played it yet. I don't think it was too confusing to teach, right?
No, it was pretty straightforward, I think.
It is fun and it is fast and everybody's playing at the same time, so if there's analysis paralysis, you're in trouble because the timer's going and it's all just you. You are drafting articles, photos, and advertisements from the center of the table onto your desk. And when you think you have enough of those to fill up your newspaper, you yell layout. And you start putting those onto your paper. Now you can't take any more, and anything that's on your desk can't go back into the pile. You have to take all of those and fit them onto your paper like a tiny puzzle, because the same kind of articles can't be next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Photos can't be next to each other. Advertising can't be next to each other. So you're shuffling them around and trying to meet the objectives that are set, trying to optimize all the points. Oh, also there's a timer running, and if your newspaper goes to print first, you get to choose some of the objectives first for the next round. So there's a bonus for going first. In addition to that, this newspaper, it is run by adorable woodland creatures.
So cute.
It is flippin' adorable. The art is by Ian O'Toole. It is absolutely adorable. It is such a fun game, and the tiles are like big chunky cardboard tiles, so they feel substantial, and you're stacking them up on your deck. Oh, and you have to balance the good news with the bad news, otherwise you get penalized. And you have to put enough ads in that you don't lose, because even though ads don't score you any points, if your newspaper has the least amount of advertising out of everyone at the table, you're out.
At the end of the game.
At the end of the game. Yeah, at the end of the game, you're out. That's it. Your paper folds and you don't get to go to print.
You didn't have the money to keep running.
So you're constantly checking how much advertising space everyone else has. I love Fit to Print. We're going to play this a ton.
Definitely.
So that was August for us. And now, after some crazy work coming up this week, we are headed down to the beach where Billie has told me that I cannot bring 32 games.
Yeah, we're going to be there for a week. And we're probably going to be doing beach stuff for most of it.
So...
like, well, you know, the ocean.
We don't have a lot of gamers. Right? It's mostly Billie and I.
It's kind of just me and you, and sometimes Dad, and
we
sometimes
can convince
Connor.
people, but so my parents are coming down too, and so I have to start thinking about what kind of games would people want, and I want options. You're gonna want options.
There's options, and then there's 32 games.
I know, but what if I'm in the mood for one of those games and I don't have it with me?
Well, then you can go to the ocean.
Ugh, fish are in the ocean. We're going to make a video where Billie makes me trim that list down a little bit.
Significantly.
A little bit. After the beach, we are heading right into spooky season.
Woo!
So we have a pile of games waiting for us for spooky
it's
season.
already legally spooky season.
September 1st.
We have started the playlists. It
has
official.
started. We're really ready for fall. And then we're going to have a chat coming up. And one of the spookiest things, the scariest things of all that we're going to have to do is thin this collection, because
whole lot of spaces
between the unplayed game shelf and what came in from Gen Con and some other things that have been hanging around a bit too long, we don't have enough room.
We've got too many darn games.
We do. So we're going to have to do a bit of ruthless thinning of the games. And Billie and I are going to make...
Get rid of that one, and that one, and that one, and that one.
No, you're pointing in the wrong direction. We are going to make a keep, cull, consider list, and we are going to compare lists, and there's going to be a lot of games leaving. And in that spirit...
I don't want there to be, though.
I know,
but there's, like, physically not space. Yeah.
Right behind this camera are just, like, stacks of games. Stacks of games. In addition to getting rid of a lot of games, we have to stop buying games. Now, no buy months have not worked out well for us because
that one
we
time
have some
tried it.
Weird rebound. But I'm going to try to not buy any games from here until PAX Unplugged. This is what I'm going to try.
All right.
I'm not saying that no games will come in.
I'm not making the same promise.
I'm not saying that no games will come in, because I pre-ordered some and I kickstarted some and we have some on the way from publishers. So games will come in, but we're going to try not to back anything on Kickstarter and not to buy any. Billie says, no, you're not signing up for this.
I have no part in this. I'll try to limit myself.
Look at that pile.
Okay.
Look at that pile.
Do digital stuff, like RPGs that are PDF.
Okay. So we're gonna try. I can't promise that we'll stick to it. But if anyone else has a giant pile of games and thinks, hey, maybe we should dial it back a notch and play our shelves, because if we played all these games, we could play for 2 years and not repeat any games.
That's probably true.
So we need to tone it down a bit.
What?
If you have a collection that's 3,000 games and that collection makes you happy, go for it. I'm not trying to say you can't have a lot of games. I'm just saying for us...
Another thing. If that makes you happy and there's physically space for it...
Okay, then go for it. But for us... It's not, oh no, we haven't played the games, or oh no, there's too many. It's actually, oh no, there's no space. and we can't keep taking over other people's bedrooms. Anyway, that was our August. We are excited about September and October because it's our favorite time of year.
Yay.
If you're thinking you might want to, I don't know, go through your games, thin them out a little, or maybe try not to get so many, or set up any other kind of challenge, you can come talk to us about it in our Discord, and I'll put all that information down below. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see,
or if you'd like to keep watching until we get one right,
then please like, subscribe, and share. As always, open tables, open minds, and play yourselves.
bye!
If you have a collection that's 3,000 games...
We have 3,000?
No.
Oh, okay, so that's insane.
I was just
And yes,
kind of ruining my point.
there's a lot of games in Connor's old room.
It's okay.